In John's Gospel, Jesus said, "My Father has been working until now, and I have been working." Jesus established that God has been working. We're not talking about working in the sense of toiling, but God was active and engaged. So what was and is God's activity? To answer that, we have to go back to the beginning. We read those words, "in the beginning." These are familiar words at the opening of the Bible. Genesis 1 summarizes God's activity in creating the universe and this planet we call home. In Genesis 1:26, God calls man into partnership. God had been working, and he invites Adam to join the family business. Adam, being made in his likeness and his image, or imago Dei, Adam is invited to do stuff that is familiar, and it's like what his father had been doing, namely to create or procreate, exercise dominion, and care for that which was created, stewarding the garden, if you will. You know the next part of the narrative. Things go sideways. Actually, they spiral downward. Adam and Eve engage in disobedience, the only command in existence, setting in motion depravity, deterioration, and degeneration. Though not a surprise to God, a new mission is introduced: redemption. From Genesis 3:15 onward, the whole Bible seems to be about God's redemption of mankind. But just as God invited man to participate in his activities in Genesis 1:26, God includes mankind in his redemptive activity. In Genesis 12:3, God says to Abram, "I will make you a great nation, I will bless you and make your name great, and you shall be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you and curse those who curse you, and in you," get this, "all the families of the earth shall be blessed." The Bible narrative from Genesis to Revelation is the ongoing story of a God on mission, inviting his people to join him in that mission. And notice that God not only promises to bless Abram, but he also promises to bless through Abram. "In you, all the families of the earth will be blessed." That's an indication that God still wants to partner with man in carrying his plan forward. That participation is extended, explained, and expanded upon when Jesus commissions his followers to go into all the world and make disciples of what? All nations. Kind of reflects the Genesis 12 account. What on earth are we here for? To build larger churches or bigger organizations? Well, those things are wonderful servants, but they're terrible masters. Reality necessitates that we have worship spaces. There's nothing wrong with that. And the reality is we benefit from organizational structure. We see God in that also. But the main thing that we need to keep as the main thing is the purpose for which we've been redeemed: to participate in the same activity as the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. That activity is a mission, often referred to as the Great Commission. An author named Chris Wright correctly stated, "It is not so much the case that God has a mission for his church in the world, but that God has a church for his mission in the world." God is on a mission, and he calls us to participate with him. Missio Dei. What does a missional church look like? Well, here are two characteristics of a missional church. A missional church is, first of all, outward focused. The greatest amount of attention is spent on reaching the unchurched rather than maintaining a church. It's the Great Commission. And the second characteristic is discipleship. Intentional, bringing those followers of Jesus into a growing love for God and a growing love for others. The question isn't, are we busy or do we have a full church program? The question tends to be, are we as a church on mission? Hey, it's been good sharing with you for the last couple of moments. God bless you. Hey, let's stay on mission. Have a great week.